So trigger warning, this is going to be about a sexual advance that happened to a streamer on stream. Mang0 is really popular in the fighting game scene for Smash specifically. So livestream fails posted this on Twitter with 6K likes, and it's hashtag extra Emily. Once more, Mang0 is humping Maya's head. So two streamers at the Barrio Kart World Cup. So extra Emily and Maya.
See, we're not drunk, guys.
Yeah, we're not drunk.
But Mang0 on the other hand.
No.
He's humping toes.
No.
End the stream. End it.
End the stream, Mang0 says.
End the stream.
He is intoxicated, and he comes behind Maya's head, makes like a humping motion, and then immediately is like, end the stream, probably because like it registered in his head that what he did was wrong, and he maybe wants the evidence gone, whatever. And people in the comments are saying, why can't male streamers behave like normal people? Why is every competitive Smash player like this? This is what happens when you put a bunch of drunk morons in the same room. A lot of people have a sentiment that like, oh, somebody's drunk, so therefore it doesn't matter, you know? Like, well, I said this, but I was drunk though, so I didn't mean it. Or, oh, I did this action, but I was drunk, so it doesn't matter. The thought came from somewhere. The action came from somewhere. So alcohol only reduces the inhibitors you have that make you behave in a way that conforms to social norms. So once those inhibitors are gone, then it comes out, right? Because at least I feel like if you're not normally a violent person, if you get drunk, you also won't be violent. If you don't normally do sus sexual things to people, then when you get drunk, it wouldn't occur to you to try to dry hump somebody's head. And again, I feel so bad because in this whole thing, like Maya clearly looks so uncomfortable. Some people were also saying too, oh, Emily's laughing, ha ha ha. Some people just laugh when they're really uncomfortable. I don't think it means that she's encouraging the behavior. Again, this is like a 24-second clip, right? Sometimes in situations, you literally don't know what to do. So you just nervous laugh. Crush Gang on Twitter says, oh hey, Mang0's sexually harassing the hell out of a woman by simulating actions right in her face when she's clearly disgusted. Then tells him to turn the stream off so he can get away with his mime R-word stuff. Get this guy out. Nobody in Smash should be ignoring or excusing this. This dude has a son who's old enough to see this right now and understand how gross his dad is being to these ladies. That's how little shame he has. Get him out. But yeah, another commenter says, one girl was offended, one girl laughed and encouraged it. Again, for the laughing, I truly think that it's a nervous reaction. I didn't know Mang0 has a son, but I mean, Wikipedia is not a really trustworthy source, but according to Wikipedia on Mang0's page, it says that he and his significant other have a son who also has the middle name Mang0 due to Mang0's like alias online as his handle. The son was born in 2013, which would make the son 12 this year. Weaver doesn't excuse his behavior even worse, but I've seen Mang0 act like this when drunk on stream to males. Seems like he's had a control problem for a while. This is a big thing too, because like alcoholism comes in many different shapes and forms, but if you cannot control yourself when you are inebriated, and if you're doing actions that are making multiple people uncomfortable while you're drunk, you truly should leave the alcohol alone or drastically minimize the amount you're consuming. So then Livestream Fails posted this where Ludwig on stream had made an update.
So I feel really bad about that. And, you know, I reached out to anyone who I felt might have felt uncomfortable and talked to them. But also, and I already told Mang0 this, I'm no longer inviting Mang0 to Mang0's events. Cause like, you know, it's a privilege to go to an event, man. Like the whole point of an event is like, it's a fun thing to do, have a good ass time. And if somebody appearing jeopardizes somebody else having a good time, that just can't be a thing. Now I see a lot of dialogue on like broader implications. I'm only worried about my team, my events, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't speak for the Melee community. I'm not like championing any other action.
Those were Ludwig's 2 cents to this whole situation. A lot of commenters are saying part of the reason why Mang0 did what he did is because nobody checks him and they laugh and call him the GOAT. If somebody is invited to a whole event, it's kind of expected that they're on their best behavior out of basic respect. Yes, because when you attend an event, your actions also reflect on the event organizer and it leaves a bad rep and a bad name to the event, you know? Because now, instead of people really talking about the event, they're going to be talking about Mang0 sexually harassing Maya on stream. And then as a response to that happening today, only like less than 2 hours ago, C9 posted an official statement, and Mang0 was signed to C9. And C9 writes, "We're aware of the recent incident involving Joseph Mang0 Marquez and acknowledge the concerns raised. Following an internal evaluation, we have made the decision to release Mang0 from Cloud9." And basically that regardless of tenure and his accomplishments, that his behavior was inappropriate, and they want to foster a kind and supportive community. And then in the comments, Mang0 writes, "I'm sorry, C9, you guys were always amazing to me, and I'm so sorry it had to end this way. Appreciate everyone at the org. C9 will always have a special place in my heart." And like right before that announcement, Mang0 posted, "C9 dropping me, probably getting banned from tourneys. Fucking shit, man. Nobody to blame but myself. But man, never thought I could hit this low. Probably won't hear from me for a while. I'm sorry, everyone. I wish I was better. I had it all and effing tossed it in the trash." Afro TV writes, "You shouldn't be banned from tourneys or dropped by C9, but should face penalties like being suspended for a few months or something like that. I don't believe that is the man you are at all. I think it was a genuine mistake. People should learn from this." If you're sexually harassing somebody on stream and dry humping their head, that is definitely warrant to being dropped by the esports org. Because if you just think of it from an org and a brand perspective, right? Esports orgs want to keep their names clean because they make the most amount of money from sponsors. I used to work at one. If you have a player or a talent signed to your esports org that is bringing a negative rep to your org by making these advances on a streamer on stream, sponsors will not want to work with you. For your brand to stay profitable, you need to drop the problematic person. And in this case, that was Mang0 for his actions. Using the term mistake for something like that, allegedly this has been behavior that he's shown previously towards men. This might be the first time it's been towards a woman, but previous history of behavior like this is not a good sign. And again, being banned from tourneys makes sense because if you're engaging in behavior that makes other attendees uncomfortable, you either prioritize the feelings of the perpetrator and keep them in the tournament at the expense of the people that were made uncomfortable, Maya, and as a result also Emily, right, who is next to her. Or the easier solution is you get rid of the perpetrator, right? And the NMAG says, "Get sober. If this moment doesn't open your eyes, I don't know what will. Good luck to you. Drinking is fun, but when you let out a side of you that you can't even be out in public, maybe you should reconsider." This happened on stream on camera, but a behavior is almost never captured for the first time on camera. Typically, it will happen behind the scenes in a one-off situation, and then it escalates to where it gets caught publicly or it gets caught on camera. Again, I don't know Mang0 personally. I've met Mang0 once at a gaming event that Ludwig was at, and Mang0 was there. And I filmed like a TikTok video with him that I never posted because I forgot about it. And then these were some tweets that Mang0 put out before that previous tweet I showed you, like right after the situation happened. And Mang0 says, "Hate waking up and seeing I was a drunk dummy. I don't like using the drunk excuse because it's childish, but in the moment, I think everyone is as drunk as me, and that's usually not the case. I will privately apologize to anyone I made uncomfortable and hope I'm forgiven. I feel really effing stupid and embarrassed. Think like 99% of my problems always stem from drinking, so I'm gonna reevaluate my relationship with alcohol. I'm not downplaying anything. I know I'm dumb and know better. I will accept any consequences that comes my way. Couldn't sleep. Feel like I let so many people down. Everyone has called on me for so long and kind of looked the other way when it came to my drinking. Don't want anyone to feel bad for me or defend me. Sorry to everyone I've let down or hurt. I know it looks like I'm trying to save face, but I genuinely feel so awful about it. All I've done is reflect on my life and realize I'm a broken human. I'll try and redeem myself over time, as I always do. Gonna stop drinking immediately and get it together. Sorry that I'm an F up, but I will and can do better." He's in his 30s. So at the end of the day, he's very aware of the consequences his actions have. He accepts them and he accepts his problems. That's drinking. Like if your alcohol consumption is causing you to behave in ways that you wake up regretting, that is impacting your life and the life of those around you, it's time to drop the alcohol, man. And again, so sorry to Maya for having this happen to her on stream. That must be so uncomfortable and so violating. And Emily as well, who's also right there, like watching a guy just like dry hump. But yeah, at the end of the day, don't send hate to any parties involved. Hopefully C9 Mang0 can get better and get a handle on the alcohol. Anyways, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. I did move to a new apartment, so that's why the background looks different. We're in the process of moving. I also have a VGen, so check me out there. I also have a coffee with free resources for streamers and content creators, and I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch you guys there or in another one of my videos. Peace!